Eric had just moved into an old apartment on the outskirts of town. It was quiet, almost too quiet, and there was one thing that unsettled him: the wooden door at the end of the hallway. It had no handle, no markings, and the landlord said it led nowhere. Yet every time Eric passed it, he felt something watching him from the other side, something aware and waiting. 3 nights in, Eric woke suddenly. A deep creaking echoed through the apartment. He walked the hall in silence, every floorboard amplifying his unease. Then he saw it. The strange door was faintly glowing at the edges, as if light from another world was spilling through the cracks. It pulsed slowly like a heartbeat. Eric blinked and it stopped, but something had changed. Curious and anxious, Eric stayed up the next night, eyes fixed on the door. Just after midnight, it moved. Slowly. The heavy wood groaned as it creaked open on its own, revealing nothing but pitch-black darkness. It wasn't just dark. It was void of anything. And then, as if it sensed him watching, the door gently shut itself again, whispering as it closed. The next day, Eric told Dale, a neighbor down the hall. Dale laughed it off, said that door hadn't opened in decades. It didn't even have hinges on the other side. Eric begged him to come see it at midnight. Dale agreed, but when the time came, he never showed. Eric stood alone, staring down the dark hallway as the minute hand ticked toward 12. That night, Eric heard whispers. They weren't loud but persistent, like hushed voices carried on a wind that didn't exist. He pressed his ear to the crack beneath the door. The whispers stopped instantly. He backed away, and they started. Again, urgent, rhythmic. He couldn't make out the words, but they filled him with dread, like they were meant only for him. Each night, after midnight, the apartment grew colder. Eric's breath would fog in front of him. He turned up the heat, but the chill returned like clockwork. It always came from the hallway, from the door. The cold rolled in like a living thing, brushing against his skin and clinging to the walls. It felt like something was trying to come through. One night, Eric woke to a strange hum and pale light. He stepped into the hallway to see the door standing wide open. The void inside wasn't empty. It pulsed like it was breathing. The air buzzed with static. As he moved closer, shadows writhed. Inside the doorway, shapeless and slow. For the first time, he realized something was aware he was watching. The whispers had changed. Now they spoke his name, soft at first, then clearer, as if the voice had learned it. Eric tried to ignore it, but it grew louder each night. The voice wasn't cruel or angry. It was worse. It was familiar. It knew things about him, things he never said aloud. And it didn't ask. It invited. It wanted him to come inside. Something compelled Eric forward. Not fear, not curiosity. Something deeper. As midnight struck, he stood before the open door. The room behind him faded. The hum grew louder, vibrating in his chest. Without hesitation, he stepped into the blackness. The moment his foot crossed the threshold, the door began to close behind him, sealing him into the unknown. The next morning, Dale knocked on Eric's door. No answer. He called the landlord, who opened it with a master key. Everything was there: Eric's keys, wallet, coffee still warm on the counter. But Eric was gone, vanished, and at the end of the hallway, the mysterious door stood sealed once again, silent and still, like it had never moved at all.